Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name is Todd Prafke. I'm the city administrator here in St. Peter, and I haven't done a video blog for like a year. Well, not exactly a year, but it was last year when I did the last one. So it's good that I'm getting back in the groove here. I'm trying to meet some goals relative to how many I can get done in a year for you, and hope you find them interesting and worthwhile and great information for you. And as always, we'll put some links in the bottom to some things that I talk about on our website or on other websites. So please watch for those, whether you're watching me on YouTube or maybe it's through Facebook or on our website. Thanks for clicking on State of the City. Today's February 4th. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, give or take a little bit. So I've got a bunch of different things that I want to visit with you about. And the first item, well, really it's kind of a set of items. The council is discussing, you may or may not know this, but we have a new city council. Every 2 years we get a new city council. That doesn't mean all the members are new, but we have 3 new members this year, and a new mayor. And so they're discussing lots of kind of big picture things as a part of their workshops. And let me give you a list of some of those, one of which is community conversations. Now, just last week, they received a report on community conversations related to the East African community that continues to grow within St. Peter. So if you don't recall, Community Conversations is a plan for community engagement that really is looking at some of the groups, some of the subsets of people within St. Peter, and trying to make sure that the services that we currently provide are available and accessible to everyone. And so that's really one of the overarching goals. It really has to do with the council's vision for making sure our community is welcoming to everyone, that we treat people like neighbors. And so this is a part of that process. And as you may or may not know, we've really done 2 community conversations so far. One is with the Latinx community and one is with the East African community. So the council's seen reports on all those. And in a week or so, you'll see a lot more information start to flow onto our website about those community conversations, including what we're kind of calling a report card, which are some of the findings. And the council is in a position to say, well, here's something that was brought up during that community conversation, and we got to own that and fix that. There's some that we need partners on, and there's some things that get brought up as a part of those community conversations that, well, the city really has no say in, and so really can't provide a solution or work towards a solution. But one thing that we can do is help make sure that that information goes to folks that may or have an opportunity to provide a solution for access to all the services that are available within our community. So anyway, watch for some more information about that. I think the council continues to be excited about that work, and there'll be more groups that we'll work with that will have conversations in the 22 years. So watch for that as well. I also want to mention that the council's been talking a little bit, and they did just last Monday night, about historic preservation of the downtown and what should we do. And this is really a discussion about do we incent folks? We know, the community, I think, knows and understands that owning a historic building takes a lot more time, energy, and money. And so previous councils have put together programs through the Economic Development Authority to help folks afford some of those improvements or enhancements or maintenance issues. But usually those dollars are not 100% free, right? There's sometimes usually a combination of some grants or forgivable loans and those types of things. So the council's really been talking about, does that need to change? We've been working at that for a long time, and we still have some buildings that need quite a little bit of help. And what can we do to help? Again, the council, I think, understands that the community at large has a role in continuing to maintain an historic downtown. And so is that through incentives? Is it through enforcement or regulation? What really is that? So if you want to know more about that, continue to watch our council packets. There's going to be, I think, more and more discussion about that over the next 6 months about, are we in the right spot? Should we change where we're at? What should be our overall philosophy? A great topic in a historic community, for sure. So anyway, watch for that. I also want to mention that the council continues to talk about sustainability. I know with a number of the council members, it's really a core issue for them, as it has been for the city. I mean, one of the key values that the city council's approved in the past has related to sustainability within St. Peter. And so they're going to continue to talk about that. And in fact, on Monday night coming up here, on the 7th, they're going to be talking about the Green Steps program, which the City Council has adopted. And I'm going to put a link underneath here, or ask Susan to put a link underneath here related to the Green Steps program, so you can see some of the activities that we've been doing in Green Steps. Now, to be quick, Green Steps is a program that's been put together by the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, the League of Minnesota Cities, and it's a great way for cities to help evaluate and measure what they're doing relative to sustainability, environmental sustainability, in so many different ways, buildings and energy. And well, anyway, there are 5 major categories, and on Monday night, they're going to be talking about one of those categories, and it's kind of an educational opportunity to talk about how does Green Steps fit together with what we're doing, and is that the platform or the format that we want to use for going forward as we evaluate whether this any activity or all these activities make sense within our community. So anyway, watch for that. I think that'll be really interesting. I also want to mention the fire station, give a quick update on that. It's been a little bit quiet since the election, and not intentionally so. There have been lots of things going on in the background, but just not a lot of things for the council to do. Well, up until now, over the next couple of weeks, there's a lot for them to do. As a matter of fact, last night, one of the boards, the Planning and Zoning Board, took a look at something like this, which is the kind of tentative layout for the fire station. As it looks, so the bottom road here is Sunrise, and the vertical road here is Broadway. You'll see this one even includes a mock-up of what a roundabout might look like at that location. You know, we're talking about a roundabout at that location. Maybe I'll talk more about that next time. But this was approved as a conditional use for that property last night by Planning and Zoning, and so the council's moving full steam ahead, and within the next couple of weeks, they'll be looking at very detailed plans, cost estimates, timelines for construction, and really within the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully providing the engage, which means let's go solicit bids, public bids, let's go solicit bids and try and make sure we can get this thing built within the next year or so. So anyway, watch for that. Really exciting stuff related to that. Next, I want to mention MRVT. If you are a transit rider and use MRVT in St. Peter, or if you happen to be from Le Sueur and you're watching this too, want to make sure that everyone understands that on Monday, we started the process for putting fares in place. So over the last 20 plus months, it's been free to ride transit. I'm sorry that's not continuing. There are now fares for transit. So generally the fare is about $3. But what I'm going to do is that if you're interested in that data, more information, I'm going to put a link below for that one too. I also want to mention, this is kind of important, at least in my world, as it matches up or connects with community conversations that I talked about earlier. We have now moved to have MRVT. So even if you're, a Spanish speaker, you can get interpretive services when you call MRVT, and they'll help you get your ride, your pickup scheduled. And so that's a great thing for us to do. We just launched that here this week. So excited about the opportunity for, again, everyone in our community to be able to connect with MRVT and use transit services. Okay, I'm at about 8.5 minutes here, so I got a few other quick ones that I want to run down. First, a big congratulations to Rivers Edge Hospital and all the administration, and certainly the doctors and the nurses and all the care providers, anybody that makes meals, anything like that. They've just received, I don't know how many, kind of like 5 million awards or something like that the last couple of weeks. So we're very excited for that and happy for our hospital, our community hospital, and all the folks that work out there. So thanks so much for what you do to help keep us all healthy and help us when we're down in the emergency room or need some other help, whether it's through Ortho Edge or other things. So thanks again to Rivers Edge, and congratulations on all the awards that you're bringing home to our community. So thank you so much for that. I also want to mention that we have workshops and have council meetings, and there are packets online. I'm going to put a link to how to do that. This is the one for next week, and for Monday, I'll put this link on our web under this video so you can see where they're at. And anytime you want, you can go see what the council members see. I also want to mention the hot sheet, which is our weekly newsletter that comes out via email. You can also catch it on our website. I'll put a link to it for our website too, so you can get a hold of that. And then last but not least, I want to mention, if you want to contact me, here's a great place. Here's an email. Here's our website. Here's our Facebook page. We put a lot of stuff on Facebook, so here's our Facebook page. Here you can give me a call, 934-0663. Here we tweet, that's our Twitter handle. And as I mentioned just a little bit earlier, our council meetings, school board meetings, county commissioner meetings, and lots of other things are on our YouTube channel. So there's our address for our YouTube channel. Wanted you to catch that too. Anyway, that's all I have for this edition of State of the City. I'm hoping you're staying warm. We've had quite a cold spell here, so I'm hoping you're staying warm, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Thanks again for clicking on State of the City.